If you're considering the 30-liter Achro pack for travel or EDC, there's a lot to like here. But there's one thing that I think you should be aware of before you make your final decision. So I'm really glad I went with this pack, partly because the size is really good for travel. Because it's 30 liters, it's got plenty of space in pockets and organization to carry all the things that I need for travel, which I'll get into in a second, but also it has a nice, generous main compartment, which will work very well for a change of clothes and some extra things, you know, some toiletries and stuff that I might need for a short overnight or two trip for work. The second thing I love about this bag, it has lots of internal organization. You've got a sunglasses / dump pocket here. Got some business cards in there. It has an internal pocket in there too. It has this side pocket, which has some stuff pockets, little magazine type things. Maybe good for pens, for little, like a flashlight, trauma kit, med kit, things like that. On the other side, it does have a water bottle pouch, which, you know, I might need that at some point in this review. And on the front here, it's got this really awesome organizer. As you can see, I've got some mags in here to show you, these are definitely mag pouches. These are for my Shadow Systems CR920XP. You could use those for, again, pens, flashlights, little med kit, different stuff like that. On this side, there's a lot of just like stuff and dump type pockets. I've got some headphones here. I would normally put like my charger and my mouse and even maybe my Nintendo Switch down in there for trips when I'm flying, going out to an industry event or whatever we're gonna be for a few days. This is gonna work great for all those carry-on type items that I definitely have. When you're in an airport all day, you just need some stuff to keep your business moving, keep your work going, and to have a little bit of fun. And this pack has a lot of organization for things just like that. And then of course there is the main pocket, which is nice and spacious, and it also fully unzips, which is a feature I absolutely love in a pack. There's a nice little pocket right there for some internal storage. I do have my laptop sitting in here and a second monitor as well. So those are things I travel with and wanted to show you how I would store them. On this side, you can see there is a second internal pocket here as well, which I guess I already had unzipped. And there's a laptop sleeve right here. You'll notice I'm not using the laptop sleeve. I'll get to the why in that on just a second. And then additionally, on the side, you've got a concealed carry compartment. Oh my gosh, there's a full-on suppressed M&P spec series in there. I don't know how that got there. Just kidding, I totally know how that got there. We'll just stick that guy down there for now. So that's just a little side stuff pocket / concealed carry pocket. And in the top, there's another concealed carry pocket and, my Shadow Systems CR920XP. Wonder how that got there. You'll notice this is out of its holster. That's because the holster is mounted on this awesome little Velcro attachment that Mission First Tactical made to go onto your holster, which makes it really easy to get this out in a pinch and leave the holster behind. If you appreciate structured gear breakdowns like this, would you consider subscribing to the channel? Thanks. So we'll stick this back in here and close this back up. Now, the one point that I've mentioned that I just don't quite love about this pack is that if you have a gun in the concealed carry compartment, really in either of them, but especially the top one, the laptop sleeve becomes just about useless because it gets so tight. So if I was real world using this, I would actually not have that in there like that, or I would have to leave my laptop out of the laptop sleeve. But you can see the laptop sleeve is pretty tight, which is fine if you're not concealed carrying. But once you stick the gun in there, it gets to be quite a bit of a lot. And while it does technically fit, I don't like all the pressure that it's now putting on my laptop, and I'm slightly concerned it would damage the laptop. So I won't do that again. So in the real world, what I would actually do is just, if I need to carry, I would put my laptop in there like that, because I won't carry when I'm traveling on an airplane inside this bag, because obviously it's gonna, violate a lot of things and I go to jail. I won't have to worry about that for airport travel, which is where I'd be most likely to use the laptop sleeve. When I'm just traveling around town, coffee shop, whatever, and I do want the gun in the concealed carry compartment, it's really simple to just slide this in there because it's not gonna be full of clothes and other overnight things that I would need. So I don't think it's actually a problem. To me, it's just sort of a design decision that was made that could have been made better. And I wanted you to be aware of it so that depending on how you're gonna use this bag, if it was gonna be a problem, at least you could think it through before you invested into this bag. Hopefully it won't be, but just in case. If you're a firearms, hunting, or outdoors company looking for serious marketing experts, people who actually work and live and breathe inside this space, I own an agency that does just that. There's a link in the description below. You can click that to learn more. Final thoughts on the 30-liter Achro. I think this is a really comfortable and fantastic travel and EDC bag. I really like the design of it, all the way from the utility of the pockets to the comfort of how it sits in my back. I've already used it quite a bit for a couple different short day trips, and I'm about to use it overnight for a 4-night trip back to Pennsylvania, where I'm from, to go visit some family. I think it works perfectly with being able to organize my gear. When I have been places like coffee shops, I've been able to quickly get to my charger and my mouse and different things inside this front organizer here. And obviously I don't just leave magazines hanging out, but you can just close that up if you don't want people to see them. It works really well for that. The water bottle pocket is generous. The EDC pockets are great because I know my EDC is there and accessible, but it's not digging into my waistband, and it's also not in my truck or something where it's totally useless if I need it, right? At the end of the day, this is a well-designed pack. It's really high quality. I didn't mention this till now, but it is also very water resistant and has waterproof pocket, which is nice because when you do travel, sometimes you get wet accidentally, and it's better to have those things than not. The 30-liter capacity is great, and I definitely would wholeheartedly recommend this, as long as the conflict between the concealed carry compartment and the laptop sleeve is not a deal breaker for you. If you enjoyed this gear breakdown, check out this other video from my channel.